Hello, hello. Where my people at? Happy Thursday. Happy moment. Happy blessings. I wanted to talk about the idea of living from the inside out. What does this even mean, right? What does it mean to live from the inside out? Well, I want to start by saying that many of us today, and for a long time, humans, have been living from the outside in. Let's look at the story of Adam and Eve and the apple. Well, there's a lot of symbolism to go into with this story, but the symbolism I want to talk about is just the apple and what that bite of the apple meant and what happened after the bite was taken from the apple. So this is a story that symbolizes the idea of material entanglement. The more we know, the more material we have to get caught up in. Right? This is all a story of attachment, all a story of detachment at the same time, because everything that exists has its opposite. So the lesson in this story of material entanglement is that the more we attach to each thought, the more we go deeper and create more manifestations of that thought, weaving all these threads, all these webs, and it gets more and more complicated. And the reason we see so much of this today is because we are still doing that. We are getting caught up in our material realities. We are getting caught up in the manifestations of the mind, the physical aspects, the matter, the illusion. It's only an illusion because of how we choose to see it. It's very real in a sense. It is a product of something that is very real anyway, which is the power and energy of the mind. But the problem is that we are creating these things from our inner world, we are projecting them, we are materializing them, and then we are attaching to them and forgetting about the roots of them. We are forgetting where they came from, how these manifestations even got here in this physical world. And then we give our power to them, we give away our power. Because what is inside of us is far more powerful than anything that we could possibly interact with in this outside world, seemingly outside world anyway. So it's like we build a house, or we get a job, or we find a lover, or whatever it is, and we become infatuated with that experience. And then we get lost in the details of that experience. What are the details of that experience? Our thoughts about the experience, our emotions around it, which create thoughts, which continue to build and shape our experience. And then we get deeper and deeper with it, until we're so deep in the story that we find ourselves anxious or scared or depressed or longing for an entirely different reality even. This is often the case for so many of us. The main thing to remember is that all of this, all of our manifestations, whatever circumstances are unfolding in our physical life situation here on this earth, it is all a result of what's already been thought. It is all a projection of your imagination. It has no power over you. In fact, you have power over it. And the amazing thing is that in each moment lies the opportunity to access this awareness, to reconnect with this knowing, to return to alignment with our conscious awareness of who we are, why we're here, our mind in connection to the universal collective mind. But we forget, right? We get caught up in this material entanglement, right? It's okay. Each moment we can go back to remembering, oh yes, okay, I did this. I did this. I manifested this. I created this. It didn't create me. It's the other way around. This is what I mean by living from the inside out. Remaining in the state of awareness that everything we see around us is a result of our inner world. Don't get confused. I really feel that it's such a simple yet profound concept to understand that we have to live from the inside out if we're wanting to maintain a high vibration, if we're wanting to maintain a joyous state even. Because it's not going to feel good. When we're living from the outside in, when we're living in the opposite direction of how we should be living. We must prioritize wise if we want to remain in that joyful state. This is such a key. And it's so simple, but it's so profound. I'm really curious about your experiences. I would love to hear about your experiences of maybe when at times you've been living from the outside in, maybe when, there were times that you forgot and the energy was flowing. And how was it to remember? Was it empowering to remember that we're actually living from the inside out? Were you able to then take the reins? Did you feel more confident? Did you begin to manifest a reality that is more in alignment with your desires? Of course you did, because that is the result of what happens when you are living from the inside out. And so if we could just remind ourselves all day, ourselves, each other, it's all one self, if we can set a conscious intention right here, right now, to remind the self in all of our reflections, then it would be extremely helpful, because it would get the energy set in the right motion. Things would be moving in priority order that is for our highest good of all of us as one. So if you do that for your individual life, this will ripple out to all of our lives. And I thank you for the work that you're doing in this and the work that you've been doing in this. And I'm here to help you and serve you on this path. So remember, live from the inside out, not the other way around. That is the way to get trapped in material entanglement, attached. Close your eyes, get centered. Something that we do when we're living from the outside in, and I can definitely relate to this, is we get lost in our goals. And we think it's good. We feel good. We're like, yeah, I got that drive. I have that passion for this goal, for this thing that I want to achieve, that I want to move toward. And that feels good to have direction. And it is good to have direction. But first, you need to have that direction on the inside. You need to see yourself actually moving in that direction. You need to be able to see it. You need to be able to feel it in order to manifest it. So we think, oh, this is great. I have a direction physically, in this physical reality, and I'm moving toward it. And then we get so caught up in that goal, and we're like, okay, I'm going to do everything that I have to do to get to the manifestation of this goal. And we find ourselves kind of chasing our own tail, like an Ouroboros, right? What you seek is seeking you. If this is true, which I believe it is, then if we only in this material reality are constantly chasing the thing, then it's always just going to be chasing us. We have to slow down, stop. And a lot of this was in the full moon reading. If you haven't seen it yet, feel free to check it out. The full moon is upon us and we are still in the thick of that energy, so it would be helpful to check it out. I'd love to know what you think. But it is very important to consider that when we are just chasing that thing, if we don't stop and rest, it has no time to catch us. The process is way more effortless when we remember that the energy is moving from the inside out. If we just stop for a moment, just like the full moon reading said with the Four of Swords, rest, integration. If we don't stop, we'll never be able to have an illuminated perspective, which was the next card, the Hanged Man. We need to pause and reflect, allow everything that we've learned, everything that we've integrated to really sink in so that we can move to the next level. Otherwise, we're just going to keep chasing our tail. So why take that path when there's a far more efficient, far more graceful path of achieving whatever it is we want? The universe wants to bring you what you desire. It's conspiring to bring you in each moment whatever it is you desire. So remember that, align with that. Stop making it so hard for yourself. Let's stop making it so hard for ourselves. Let's just pause and allow what we are seeking to just reach us like a magnet, because this is natural law, right? So instead of us trying so hard to get, make money, do this, hustle, right? Everybody's like, hustle, I'm a hustler, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get my money. Why don't you just relax? And the money will come to you. It's silly, it seems absurd because we're made to believe it's not this easy, but it is. And the truth is out, you guys. It's not even some occult truth anymore. It's out there. Everybody's waking up all across the world. We know the secret. The secret's out. We don't have to chase anything because whatever we want will find us. This is the way of effortless effort. This is the true way we are meant to live, the true way we are meant to manifest. We are magic manifestors. And the key is to remember that we're living from the inside out. Because if you remember that, then you certainly won't continue wasting your energy chasing only in this physical realm what it is you want. You'll close your eyes and you'll begin with the mental realm, because we know that our mind is where it all begins. We know the first principle of hermetics is the principle of mentality. Everything that we can see and hear, we can manifest. But if you're not seeing it in here and you're just trying to manifest it in the outside world, you're mistaken. It's not going to work. On the simplest level, think about it, guys. If you don't really believe you can have something, then you won't have it. Because it's the belief that drives you. It's the belief that is your passion. If it's unbelievable to you, you're most likely, on a subconscious level at least, not going to go for it. At least not as much as you would if you were in belief that you could absolutely have it. So remember, your efforts, your pursuit will be a futile one if you do not begin inside. This is where it truly begins. Don't waste your energy in this outside world, running, chasing. You will never get to where you want to be if you do it that way. Start from within and take it from there one step at a time. I can't tell you how many readings I do or how many sessions I do where right away I ask people, okay, what is it that you want? And they say, well, this is blank is what I want. This thing is what I want. And I feel that blank is blocking me from having that. This is blocking me, that's blocking me. Something is blocking me from getting to that. And then I ask, have you been envisioning yourself having already achieved that goal? Have you been feeling it as though you already have achieved it? Have you been doing that? Have you been just meditating upon the vision? And they always say no. And I ask, have you done it even once? Actually, no, they say. And I'm like, well, the funny thing is, it's not only to be done once. Whatever it is we're wanting to achieve, we have to really put work into seeing it in our mind's eye and into feeling it. And it's not really work. It's fun. It's awesome. It's so much fun. Rather than wasting your time worrying about all the ways that you're not going to get it, which is sending the message to the universe that you shouldn't have it, because that's the image you're sending out. It's going to be reflected to you. Rather than wasting your energy on that, why not just lay down, relax, feel good, get your body to relax, and envision the thing that you want already coming to you, already here. What does that feel like? That feels good. It certainly feels better than the worrying or the fear, the doubts. So that's the goal, is to just feel it and see it as though it's already here. What could be bad about that? You have nothing to lose. And the goal is to do it consistently, because the more we do it, the more real it feels, right? It's just like anything with practice makes perfect. The more we cultivate the thing, the more it's there. How much clearer can it get? So when you wake up every morning, you want to see that thing. When you go to sleep at night, you want to see that thing, because our brain waves, which you can check out a video on my YouTube channel. I have a video about different brainwave states and how to use them for the manifestation process most efficiently. But when you wake up in the morning and when you're going to sleep, your brain waves are in the most receptive state, basically, to put it simply. So you definitely want to hold your visions then, and it feels good. And if you do it at night, you'll most likely take that intention with you into the dreamland, which is very powerful and lots of fun. And you also can do it all throughout the day, just whenever you get a moment. Just think of it. It's a great meditation to just replace mindless thoughts with, like useless thoughts, with ones of what you want, with visions of what you want. So it's easy. But you have to be consistent. And come on, if you haven't even pictured it once, if you haven't even sat with the image of the thing you want once, then you can tell you're really stuck in material entanglement. And this is all of us. We all get to that point quite often, actually, where we sit there, we ask ourselves, what am I frustrated about right now? Okay, I don't have this thing and I want this thing, whether it's a quality you're wanting to embody or a physical item you're wanting to manifest. We feel frustrated that we don't have it. Well, ask yourself, have you sat with what it would feel like to already have it? Have you done this even once? Okay, then that's your problem. You're not living from the inside out. You're not remembering where the roots are of your creations. And the thing is, when you get in touch with the roots of your creations, which is in your mind, you're really getting in touch with the most sacred part of yourself, with your source, with our source. And so doing this process of manifesting your desires, whatever the desires are, hopefully they're in alignment with our highest good, but just getting in touch with this natural law will put you in a state of connection with source. And this can only lead to goodness. So it feels good. It's a spiritual practice to manifest your desires. The universe wants to bring you what you want, and it only gets better. And it's full of heart. This process is full of heart. It is so empowering on the deepest level. So remember, guys, live from the inside out. If you're frustrated, if you feel that your reality is not a reflection of what you are wanting, look at your inner world. Have you been remembering that that is where it begins? Make a vision board, write down what you want, and just think of it all day. But don't just think of it, think of you with it, think of you having it, you experiencing it, feel it. It's fun. And fake it till you make it. That is a sacred concept. That's not some bullshit. Faking it till you make it is a very profound practice. There is a metaphysical science behind that. And you can look this up. I'm sure there are many articles about it. But when we fake it until we make it, there is something happening there. Because our minds act as a mirror for the universe and vice versa, this makes it very fun to fake it till you make it. Because although you might not have the thing yet, if you just think of it and you just feel it, you have the ability in your inner world to have it before it's actually physically manifested. If you know this, that everything already exists simultaneously in an alternate reality, and it's all within you, then shit, what could you possibly want? Many of you probably have heard the Bible quote before, "With the Lord as my shepherd, I shall not want." This is what it was referring to. If you already have everything within you, because you are connected to Source, then what could you really want? Then you know it's already there. Then you never have to worry. Then everything comes to you with grace and ease. Then you align your mind, your visions with what it is you want, and it comes to you. So you don't ever really need to want anything. You just thank for it already having happened and coming to you. So the fake it till you make it, just see it, be with it already in your inner world. It is just as real. And when you believe that, and when you get in touch with that, that is when your manifestations will happen more quickly, more gracefully, more powerfully, more enjoyably, without crisis. So just enjoy it in your inner world first. That's all you got to do to live from the inside out. Enjoy it first inside. And then let the universe do the rest. Watch as it is manifested before your eyes. And then you go from just enjoying it inside to being able to enjoy it and interact with it in the material world. So, thank you for sitting with me and for doing the work in getting in touch with your inner world, our inner world, because our inner worlds are connected, and so is our outer world. This is our home, this earth, where we all live. So what's more is, how can we connect as a collective internally? How can we do this individually, and how can we do this collectively, where we create an inner world together in reflection of the outer world we wish to see, the outer world we wish to manifest together? I'd love to hear your thoughts, your input, your feedback, your experiences. Please leave a video comment, or I'd love to hear your voice, so even a voice comment if you have a smartphone to do that. Again, there's a full moon reading up on my YouTube channel, so check it out. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I do intuitively just choose times to upload new videos, so if you subscribe, that's the best way of keeping up with my new videos, which are almost daily. Thank you guys. All of the love.